Okay, we are recording. So, so this is going to be a relatively short video, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I mean, for you, you don't have to. And then by you, I mean whoever's watching this video, Nicole, Sarah, Palin, whoever the hell is watching this video. Fortunately for you, you don't have to hear me talk forever and look at my ugly face for a really long time. So you know, praise God for that. Anyway, so, you know, for the longest time, like, people have, you know, been chatting and like, and really, you know, about iPods, and quite frankly, I dislike them. I actually strongly dislike them, okay? And I'll list 2 reasons off the bat that I know off the top of my head. Okay, so reason number 1 is they cost like $1 bajillion. That's why I don't get iPods, because they cost $1 bajillion. Now, if you want to go out and spend $300, $400 on an iPod, okay, granted they don't cost $300, $400. You know, I mean, you can probably find a decent iPod, probably even like a 16 gig iPod Touch for roughly $250 maybe. I don't know. I've never actually looked into buying one. However, in my opinion, they suck. And also with this new iPhone 4 business, you know, in my opinion, iPhones, you know, I have messed around with one a few times, but it's fun, you know. I mean, you have the benefit of Wi-Fi, and of course, you know, I mean, Skype and all kinds of millions of applications and whatnot. But in my opinion, I mean, it's not necessarily, okay, put it this way, it's worth the money, but if you're willing to spend, you know, that amount of money on a phone, I mean, you know, I mean, really, I mean, it's a phone. I mean, you know, I mean, how much money are you willing to spend on a device that, you know, you used to call up your grandma? I mean, really, you know? Anyway, so also, one of the other problems with the iPods or Macintosh or Apple, anything made by Apple in general, is of course that they, lost my train of thought. Do you hate when that happens? I hate when that happens. Oh, okay, every single thing that you transfer into iTunes, for example, say you buy a new CD and you happen to rip it onto your PC, of course, you know, iTunes somehow detects, hey, you know, we get new music, so then they have to convert the frickin' song, because of course, I mean, common knowledge, when you rip a CD onto your computer, it's WMA file, you know, not MP3 or M4U files. So of course you have to, you know, iTunes has to convert it, which takes, I mean, it shouldn't take very long, but I mean, the point is that, I mean, it's just a waste of time and a pain in the ass, if you ask me. And also, another thing is, pretty much like an MP3 player supports pretty much any and every format that the iPod does, if not more. And that's why I stick with an MP3 player. And yes, it has a touch-sensitive touchpad. It's more or less the exact same thing as an iPod, but roughly half the cost. My MP3 player was, I think it was $90, and that's an 8 gigabyte MP3 player, and it supports video, supports photo, of course. It has a radio which you can actually pause. Well, technically it doesn't actually pause live radio, of course, because it's being broadcasted live. But when you press the pause button, it, you know, instead of lowering down the volume, it automatically mutes it for you, which I think is pretty handy. And also, you can record songs off the radio with my MP3 player, which I find incredible. And also, let's see, yeah, like I said, you know, I mean, it supports most formats that the iPod does, even a little bit more, given the WMA file. format, and I suppose AAC formats. Let's see. The only downside to having the MP3 player, or any MP3 player that supports video, of course, is you have to have the download the video converter for that in particular MP3 player, which is simply found anyway. You can find it simply by Googling it or going to their website. So that's one of the benefits, of course, of having the MP3 player as opposed to the iPod. It's already going on 6 minutes now, so I'm going to cut the video short, or, well, not really short, but I'm going to cut it right about now because it takes forever to upload videos to YouTube, and I don't understand why, but it does. So, alright, so, oh, and really quick, I was going to, place maybe some cool, funky elevator music. Okay, not really, but I was going to play some music in the background. However, I've had issues with that in the past due to YouTube not authorizing or publishing my video because, they claimed, I was using like illegal music or something. I don't know. But anyway, so that being said, I'm gonna cut the video now, and comment if you'd like, and feel free to leave your opinion on my iPod opinion below. Alright. Alrighty, and